The assassination of Giovanni Falcone, May 23, 1992. The last journey. Sicilian highway. Late afternoon, on a quiet stretch of Sicilian highway near Capaci, the sun hung low over the rugged hills. A convoy of 3 armored cars sped towards Palermo. Inside the lead car sat Giovanni Falcone, a judge, a husband, and a sworn enemy of the Mafia. In a land where silence was a survival tactic, he chose to speak. In a country ruled by fear, he chose to fight. Falcone was at the wheel. Beside him, his wife Francesca Morvillo, also a magistrate. You could have stayed in the relative safety of Rome, but that would have meant letting them think they had one. As their car moved forward, a peaceful, ordinary moment was about to be shattered. Hidden nearby, members of Cosa Nostra, the Sicilian Mafia, watched through binoculars. The plan was orchestrated by their ruthless leader, Salvatore Riina. A hand gripped a detonator, waiting for the perfect moment. Years earlier, in the mid-1980s, Falcone had presided over the historic Maxi Trial. He stood firm in a packed Palermo courtroom as dozens of Mafia bosses, confined in cages, received their sentences. Falcone had followed the money, connected the families, and turned whispers into evidence. The convictions shook the very foundations of Cosa Nostra. For the first time, the Mafia was cornered, and they never forgot. Back on the highway, the convoy approached a familiar stretch of road. The finger pressed down. A massive explosion ripped through the earth. The asphalt erupted skyward as nearly 1,000 pounds of explosives detonated. Concrete, steel, and fire exploded in a violent shockwave. The first car vanished in the dust. Falcone's vehicle was thrown forward as the road collapsed beneath it, landing in a crater the size of a building. Smoke, screams, and the distant wail of sirens filled the air. The world faded into a ringing silence. Falcone was gravely injured, Francesca beside him. Rescue crews rushed in, but their injuries were catastrophic. Giovanni Falcone was pronounced dead, along with his wife and 3 members of his security detail. The news spread like wildfire across Italy. Church bells tolled, candles were lit, and thousands filled the streets. The Mafia believed this act would restore fear. Instead, it ignited rage. It sparked unity. It forged a collective refusal to bow down. Just 57 days later, Falcone's friend and ally, Judge Paolo Borsellino, would also be assassinated. Another brutal message from the mob. At Falcone's funeral, an ocean of people clapped defiantly, not in celebration, but in protest. Children held signs reading "No, alla Mafia." The killers tried to bury a man, but what they really buried was fear. In the years that followed, Salvatore Riina and many other Mafia leaders were arrested. Italy strengthened its anti-Mafia laws inspired by Falcone's sacrifice. Today, a monument stands on the rebuilt highway at Capaci. Giovanni Falcone knew the price of courage. He paid it anyway, and his legacy lives on forever.